We are about to head off on our adventure. This is gonna be like a road trip reading vlog. So we are about to leave and on our way to Indiana. We're gonna be going to a smaller town outside of Indianapolis for a family reunion. So it's gonna be about an 8-hour drive there. And then we have an 8-hour drive back over to Missouri. So we're gonna go visit my grandparents on their cattle ranch. And we're gonna stay there for the week because I have family in country over from Japan. So we're gonna go and visit them. And then then we're gonna go see my dad after that. And then we'll finally make our way back home. So it's gonna be a long trip. So it's 8 hours to Indianapolis, 8 hours from Indiana to Missouri, and then 2 hours to like Kansas City, and then 13 hours back to Georgia. It's gonna be a wild one.
Hey guys, this is Pelon Pancho and Nalastasiaa.
Pelon Pancho? Is that what you said?
Pelon Pancho, yes.
Pelon.
Pelon.
Pelon. Hi. I don't know why I feel so awkward. So we got in yesterday sometime around like 7:30ish, 7 p.m.
7:25
ish. Yeah, we were the last ones to get here because we have family that are here from Missouri and Colorado as well.
And Japan.
Oh yeah, and Japan. Yeah, and Japan. Because we're having a big family reunion here in Indiana. And so yeah, like I said, we got here and then we hung out in the lobby for a while. We ended up eating some pizza last night and then hung out in the lobby for a couple of hours, and then everybody went to sleep because by the time we were all going to sleep it was like 10:30 at night. We woke up bright and early this morning and went down and had some continental breakfast, which was actually very nice, and everybody had breakfast together and we hung out by the pool, and then we went to a splash pad for the kids. So we've had this like a activity sun-filled day, and now I'm getting ready for the actual family reunion. I'm not trying to squint, this window is just massive. We have to be down in the lobby at 4 and it's 2:30, so the kids are hanging out with my mom over in her room so that I could have some time to get ready. And so that's what we're gonna do. I ended up getting about 60% into The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. I think that it is very different and I have no idea where it's gonna take me, like on this journey. So far, so good. If you don't know anything about it, then let me tell you. It's about this woman. Her name is, you guessed it, Addie. And she was born in the year 1691. All her life, she has just wanted to create art. and travel the world and see all the beautiful things and just live her life. And up until she was 23, she had basically done a really good job of avoiding marriage. But whenever she turned 23, there was a man who had a wife who passed giving childbirth, and basically she was considered unmarriable. And then he was like, well, you'll have to do, because I need somebody to take care of my kids. And so on the day that she is to be married off, she runs out into the woods and basically prays to all these different gods that she had learned about from the town. I don't want to call her a witch, but she had learned about the different gods. And she always says never to pray after dark, or never to pray after dark, or never to ask for anything after dark, because that's whenever the malevolent ones kind of come out and they're kind of tricky. She wasn't paying attention. The sun was starting to set, and so she ended up praying to a darker god, and in exchange for her to live her life and have time to live her life and have that freedom, he ends up taking her soul. And there is this kind of caveat of she can live forever, but no one will ever remember her. Anyone she ever meets, anyone she's ever met in the past, no one will remember her at all. So we get to see sort of her journey through that, her hardships of living this life that she thought was going to be so completely amazing. And it's actually just filled with hardships because she is a woman going through time. And we all know how that is. It's kind of like this past and present tense format of seeing her life in the past, but then also seeing her life now in the present time of 2014, and how she just kind of like gets by day to day. And then one day she meets this boy. I say boy, but he's a man, and he remembers her. Now I'm at this point where we kind of see this relationship develop between them. There is a reason why he can remember her, but I'll leave that a secret. We also get to see his point of view, which I was not expecting, because he has a lot of importance that we don't really see from Addie's perspective. Genuinely, it's really good so far, and I'm excited to dive more into it. I'll probably finish it on our way to Missouri. So that's where I am in that book. I haven't started another book yet. I'm not sure if it's going to be a 5-star yet. I could see the potential of it being a 5-star, but definitely a 4-star for sure. As for the rest of the day, today we, like I said, are going to a family reunion. We've rented out this little pavilion building. A little bit nervous, a little bit excited, because most of this family I have not seen in quite some time. My grandpa said this is the first time that his entire family has ever been together, so it's definitely like a big thing. But I know that most of them are pretty casual people, so like I'm not nervous for that reason. It's just, meeting and seeing a bunch of people that I haven't seen since I was like 7 or 8 years old is a little, just a little nervous, I was literally like my kid's age the last time I saw everybody. And then I don't know how long, we'll probably be over there until like 9 or 10 at least. Tomorrow we're gonna go to the water park. I don't know exactly where it is. It's not too far, because this area has a lot of stuff. We're probably about like an hour away from Indianapolis, I think. And I don't think that we have any other things planned. I know that we're gonna go see my great-grandma's, probably her gravesite on the way out of Indiana, but that's just about it. Because we're all gonna travel back in like this big caravan style lineup. I think 5 of us, 5 cars. So that's gonna be interesting for sure. The hotel that we're staying at is really nice. It's Marriott Hotel, which we have never really kind of like stayed in a hotel before. At least not here in the US. The only time that I've ever stayed in a hotel was whenever I got married. The night before my wedding, I stayed in a hotel so I could get ready and then so that we could have it for the next day, So it's really nice. They have like continental breakfast and a pool and a gym and all of that, which I'm not gonna use the gym. It's nice. The rooms are super spacious. We got like a room with 2 queens and it's got a big sofa couch and I feel fancy. And we even we rented a car to come out because our car just isn't good for long distance, and they ended up upgrading us to a Jeep Wagoneer, like really nice, super luxurious. So we kind of feel like we're living the rich life right now. Need mascara, lips. I'm loving this mascara. It is the Falsy Surreal Maybelline mascara, and I use the color warm or brown black. I've been leaning more towards brown rather than black so that it's not as harsh, which I don't know what I'm gonna do with. I'd like to keep it down, but we'll see how that lasts. It's actually not too bad. Just the end bits are a little crazy. I'm not 100% on the outfit, but this is what I'm thinking. I think that it's a good option. It looks weird from this angle. What do we think? Good morning. We made it here yesterday afternoon, and then so we drove from Indiana to Missouri. Took about like 8 hours ish, and then we got here yesterday, kind of decompressed, and then just ate dinner and then went to bed because we were all very tired after a super long drive. So now we're here, and it is the first, we're here and it is the first day on the farm. Check it out. This is my view. Hello, horses. How are you doing? So yeah, we're just waking up bright and early. I don't think that we have really anything major planned today. I do need to wash like our laundry from over the weekend. And then who's that? Oh, that's Mama. Yeah. And we're just gonna hang out. Cousins are gonna have fun. I'm going up to the big house right now. We were down at the cabin. So everybody's wide awake. Oh, hello. don't know. Is this side better to cook on or is that side better to cook on? This one doesn't matter. Okay, this is what I made. Whoa. I wasn't meaning to get your attention or nothing. I just wanted to come and record you. Yeah, you're telling me. So let's go.
R.I.P. to your lashes. I don't even have lashes.
Take it done?
But you can.
Wait a damn minute.
Did you spell that? It was literally the first turn I did too.
Come on. We're gonna go pick some apples. Come on. Woo! Good job! We just got back from the Amish market. So let's do a little bit of an Amish market haul. We have coffee and cream espresso beans. These look delicious. I got them for Martine because he loves coffee and cream. And these ones are for me. These are dark chocolate dried cranberries. Oh my god, they're so good. I've been on such like a chocolate cranberry kick. So delicious. They did have raspberry cups, which I was gonna get because I was gonna make some ice cream with it, but I just decided not to because And then for the kitties, I got these large gummy fried eggs. These looked really cool. They were like less than $3, so something for them. Every time we go out, we've got a couple of friends that we like, or every time we travel, we've got a couple of friends that we just kind of like to buy little souvenirs whenever we travel places. So for one of them, I got a base camp seasoning kit, the outdoorsman pack, and it's got all these different types of seasonings for meats and stuff. For my other friend, I got her mini milk chocolate peanut butter Buckeyes because she loves peanut butter, so that's what those look like. And then Ashley is feeling a little bit of under the weather, so I did pick up a couple of elderberry sucker packs, and then I got Amish Harvest spoonful of elderberry syrup. It's got raw honey and organic apple cider vinegar with the mother. It's supposed to taste good and be good, so she's trying to fight something off, and hopefully that will help. And then I saw that they have Asian 5 spice, which I've been trying to get my hands on. Ooh, it smells so good. It was only $2.88 for this entire thing. I've been struggling to find 5 spice where I am, so crazy that I found it in an Amish market in the middle of Missouri. And then, oh my god, this tea, I wish you could smell this tea. It is incredible. There used to be something very similar to it by, what is that, Tivana or whatever, whenever they used to have their stores open, it could go in and like buy tea in bulk. It's called Blueberry Crumb Cake. Can you smell it? Smell it through the camera. Oh my gosh, it just smells so warm and lush and like a blueberry crumble cake. Oh, I'm so excited to try this. I might try some while I'm here. So the last thing on the food thing, I don't know if I've mentioned it here. I think I have. So Chobani has come out with like their creamers, and I was a little bit late to the game on it, and so I haven't been able to find the white chocolate raspberry creamer. I've been wanting it so bad. I want to make a cold foam out of it, but I've been so sad because I haven't been able to find it. In the Amish market, in the middle of nowhere, and they're selling it for $1.50. Are you freaking kidding me? So I grabbed 2 bottles. I'm gonna freeze them and I'm gonna take them back to Georgia with me. And then my sister also bought a bottle so I can taste it while I'm here. And then that's like it for food stuff. And then I also did just pick up some stickers for my kids because, and myself, honestly, for being real true, I got one for myself too. For their journals, because they'll want to journal about being here. And then I did pick up a card that was handmade, that I'm gonna send off to like a pen pal or something. So, oh yeah, and then 3 Slim Jims. They were 3 for $1. So can you blame me? That'll be good for the ride back home. But that's what I got. I tried not to go too crazy, but elderberry is not cheap. That's for damn sure. We are just hanging out around here. I did some apple picking earlier. I cooked dinner last night, which I absolutely love doing here. I love cooking for my family and things. And then also, it's so farm to table here. I just genuinely love it so much. We literally pick fresh veggies and stuff from the garden and then use those for dinner. All the meat that they use is from the cows that they've raised. Like at Thanksgiving, my aunt, who's more like a cousin, honestly, because she's younger than me, but her and her husband, they raise the turkeys and then they butcher them and do everything it themselves. And I picked those apples today with Enzo, and we're gonna make some apple butter either tonight or tomorrow, so I can take some of that home. So I just love it. I haven't read any more books because honestly, like when I'm out here, I just don't feel like reading because I just want to be with my family. So no updates on books, but I'll probably just give you guys more like B-roll shots and things of the farm because this is just my most favorite place on earth. I love it here. Being here just feels like a really just incredible breath of fresh air. It smells a little bit like the foliage.
아저씨? 아직도 니가 一緒でしょ?
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Covered because of my issues. Good morning. The day before we leave, and a little sad. It never feels like enough time here, but today's Thursday, and tomorrow is Friday, obviously. Just feels like it's not enough time, ever. So, just been trying to soak it all in as much as I possibly can. This is most definitely my most favorite place on earth. It's the place where I feel like I can really just breathe. It just feels like I've been holding my breath for a really long time, and just going down the gravel road, I just can feel it's like, and I can finally breathe again. I love it here so much. It's my safe place ever since I was a child, and it's been the one constant thing in my life over the last 30 years. I've always, like, no matter where we moved, whatever states we went to, this was the one constant thing, and this was always our happy place growing up throughout all of the shit that we were going through. I'm so thankful to have had that, and I'm so thankful that my children also get to grow up with that. Woke up this morning and haven't really done much today. It's a pretty I don't want to say gloomy day, but it is very cloudy. It is sprinkling a bit, so no pool activity. The kids are kind of just hanging out inside. Enzo is currently taking a nap, but we're gonna go on a horse ride later. I'm very excited about that. Enzo has been he loves horses. He just goes, Nene, Nene, hi Nene, bye Nene. He like does not want to leave them alone. He loves the Nenes. I did finish The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue this morning while I was cutting up apples for apple butter. And I don't know. Am I heartless? Maybe it's because I was listening to the audiobook, but I don't know. Maybe I just have a really hard time connecting with emotions or being empathetic. I don't know what it is, but it was a good book. Definitely something that I'll remember for good. But I didn't cry. I didn't feel any, like, I felt sadness for Addie, but whenever it came to the end, I didn't feel, obviously I felt sadness, but I didn't feel emotional over it, you know what I mean? Like, overly emotional to where I was crying, which some people say that, like, that happens with them with this book, so I don't know. I feel like this story was a lot less about the love that she finds within her partners and more so about her love for life. And although life was very difficult for her, she still had that passion for it, and she didn't regret her decision in order to sell her soul, in order to have that time and experience life. So whenever it came to the end, I didn't feel a lot of emotions for the what had happened. I don't want to give away spoilers, but I feel like I mourned with her more so over just the fact that life itself was ending. And although Henry was very, very sweet, I just never really felt like I was emotionally connected with him. I don't know, I felt like him and Addie were kind of just like an odd pairing. And I don't feel like I could be wrong, because she, in such a short amount of time, talked about how it was such a profound love for him and how love was this amazing thing. And I don't know if it was the actual person that she was in love with, or it was the idea of love. After 300 years of not being able to find anyone who could even remember her, I don't know, I don't feel like she actually loved Henry as who he was. Not that she didn't like him or anything, but I don't think that she was in love with him for who he was. She was just in love with the idea that he actually remembered her, because she did have so many partners that she truly deeply cared for, and honestly, she spoke more highly of them and more so about them than she did actually Henry. And I don't know, I kind of just feel like, not that she settled, but she just took it because that's what she could get, you know what I mean? And I might be totally looking at that totally wrong, but that's why I didn't feel like a ton of emotional pull from them towards the end. But it was definitely a good book, definitely memorable, and something that I would recommend and continue to talk about in the future. And I liked the idea at the end where Henry said he couldn't write an ending to her story because it wasn't his story to tell. It would be fiction. Everything that led up to it is truth, whether people realized it or not. And it didn't feel right for him to give her an ending that wasn't truth. Pretty neutral about it. I'm not going to say like, oh my gosh, this was the best book that I've ever read in my life. But I definitely will talk fondly of it, and I think it has a lot of beautiful aspects to it that were great, and it was definitely interesting to see the struggles that she had to go through. The dynamic between Luke and Addie was also very interesting. There's like a lot of manipulation into it, and not bittersweet, but you can see kind of like both sides of the coin. He kind of shot himself in the foot a little bit in the beginning because he did make life so hard for her, so that made it hard for her in turn to want to have a relationship with him and things like that. And it was genuinely a good book, very original, something that I've never read or experienced before, and so I think that it is definitely a worthwhile read. I'll probably give it like a 4.5. I don't know if I might give it a 5-star, but it's not anything that I'm just gonna be like over the moon endlessly talking about, you know? I think it could have been more impactful, I think, for me personally, if I had maybe read it physically. I find that with audiobooks, sometimes I have a really hard time connecting emotionally with the characters. I'm gonna go around and I am maybe gonna film a little bit more little things, because I just feel like I never have enough footage. The cameras never truly capture the beauty of this place and enjoy it with the people. And this vlog is mainly probably going to be just a lot of b-roll, because that's just how it typically goes around here when I'm here, because I just want to enjoy the moments with people. So I've got the car ride to Kansas City, which is only like 2 hours, but then we've got the car ride from Kansas City to Georgia, so that's going to be like a good 12, 13, 14 possible hours. So that's going to be another long sprint, and I don't know what I'm going to read yet. Possibly The Well of Ascension, possibly Reckless, or a novel love story. I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes. As you can see, I'm back home. Yeah, about that second half of the trip, like on our way back home, I originally planned to keep on reading, but if we're being totally honest here, I did not read a single page or listen to a single second of an audiobook on that 14-hour ride home. Which you're like, that's 14 hours. What were you doing the whole time? I got some really big news, which I will share within time, but I literally sat there for 14 hours, like contemplating my future and my life and existence. Just like so many questions swirling around my head. And then whenever I wasn't doing that, I was trying to disassociate into TikTok to try to distract myself. Yeah, I was so completely distracted that I couldn't even focus on reading a book at all. So I didn't read anymore for the rest of the trip. I ended up just reading that one book, even though I took like 5 books and my Kindle. Did go to a couple thrift stores and picked up a few books. So I figured we could sit and chat about that a little bit. The first one that I picked up, I immediately gravitated towards was Normal People by Sally Rooney. I've read it, but I really just wanted to have the physical copy. And it was $4.99, which is actually like pretty pricey for a typical Goodwill. Usually they're like $2 or less. So I didn't even think about looking at the price of it. And then I got up there and it rang up as $5 and I'm like, whoa, okay. Like, I'll still take it, but that, like, is pretty expensive for a Goodwill. You got the book for free. Anywho, from that same shop, I got The Martian by Andy Weir. I'm trying to step into my sci-fi kind of era again. And I also have, it's the other one by Andy Weir, Hail Mary, I think is what it's called. So this is one of like the most highly rated sci-fi books that I've kind of seen going around. So I definitely figured I could pick that up for $2.99. And then I saw this and I'm like, maybe I could possibly thrift the entire series. It is the Game of Thrones series, specifically A Clash of Kings. I have no idea where this falls within the book 2. No? A Song of Ice and Fire book 2. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that. But I picked up that. And I really like that it's so floppy too. It stays open on any page that you turn it to. I just thought that was really nice. And then last but not least, I know absolutely nothing about this, but it sounded really interesting and it's so tiny and I just really loved the cover of it. It's so pretty. It is Midsummer Sorcery by Joan Elliott Pickert, and it is, I'm confused because it seems like a fantasy romance, but I can't tell. The way it kind of seems like it's like a historical romance, but it also could be fantasy, so I don't know. It says his touch branded her with a heat that time and distance hadn't cooled. Fletcher McGill was back in town, and Nancy Forrest was haunted by the memories of a man who'd been her first love, the man who'd left her 6 years ago in the middle of the night, furious at her refusal to run away with him. He'd shattered her dreams, left her hurt and lonely for so long, and now he was determined to win her back. Nancy wanted to keep her anger hot, but instead desire flamed in her at Fletcher's touch. The reckless charmer who'd spent one glorious summer in her arms had returned to her a man sure of his love. But the time they'd spent apart left them strangers who wondered if love could bridge the chasm between their worlds. Could two hearts once joined under a bewitching moon find enduring love? With spellbinding emotion and passionate intensity, award-winning author Joan Elliott Pickert has created a moving tale of a love that heals with sweet and tender fire. He was more than she could resist, but once she surrendered, would Fletcher slay dragons for her heart? So I kind of like wonder if it's a fantasy romance. I'm getting like mixed signals here, but I bought it from this really small thrift shop, like the thrift shop that I go to. I went to it last year when I visited my grandparents, and I love that thrift store because their prices are what thrift store prices should be. Like, you know, a shirt or a dress is $3, a pair of denim is $2. They're like yard sale prices in there, and I love it. Love it so much. So I picked up The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue from that store actually for like 50 cents. So yeah, I think I paid $0.25 for this. So I mean, might as well be free. But that might be a cute little pickup. It's less than 200 pages. You know, I think I'm going to probably end this vlog here because I just feel like starting a new one. And I know a lot of this is going to be probably B-roll, and that's okay. I just genuinely love going to see my family so much, and my heart just feels like it can breathe whenever I'm there. I know I said that earlier in the vlog, but like just truly, I feel so at ease there, and it makes me so sad to have to leave every single time. Seeing my kids be able to go there and kind of having like all this nostalgic to it, because that's literally like the ranch that I grew up on, and seeing my kids be able to be there and kind of like thinking back like, wow, whenever I was their age, I never thought that I would have a family and be married and have kids who are experiencing like that same joy and bliss here that I did, and I just loved it so much. yeah, that's why there's so much B-roll because I didn't talk to the camera all that much because I was just so just into what I was doing. But yeah, I will catch you in the next one. I hope that you have a beautiful day, and sorry for being kind of like so MIA here on the channel. I'm with this new kind of fresh mindset and start that I'm going into. I'm going to try and be a lot better about posting and treat this channel a bit more like take it off of the back burner. You know what I mean? Because I've put this channel on such the back burner where I kind of like lose the vision of what I really want. And so I'm going to try and be really better about that. So, anyways, hope you have a beautiful day. And of course, stay excellent. Bye. 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 I look so weird.